Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, it's really nice to see you. Sir, how have you been lately?
I'm good.
Sir,
How are you?
Sir, thank you, sir. I'm also fine. Alhamdulillah. Sir, welcome to the Illuminate session of our Brac University Electrical and Electronics Club. I myself, with all the students of Triple Department, are eagerly waiting to hear something from you. We have summarized some questions, so I'm asking for your permission to proceed.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, first of all, can you please give us a short brief about your educational background?
Yes, I completed my Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Electronic Engineering from Brac University of Engineering and Technology in 1991. And then I joined BUET as a lecturer, and I worked there for about 2 years. Then I went to Japan to do higher studies. I finished my master's from Naga Institute of Technology in 1996, and then completed my PhD from the same institute in 1999. The focus of my work in PhD was on design, fabrication and characterization of solar cell using a novel material that is cheap and environment friendly. That is about my educational background.
Thank you, sir. Sir, second question was, what motivated you to pursue higher education?
You pursue higher education, you mean PhD?
Yes, sir. I mean, your motivation behind obtaining a Doctor of Engineering degree from NIT, Japan.
Yeah, from a very early age, I was fascinated by, I had a special fascination for math and science courses. I was very much influenced by the work of the renowned scientists, the Newton and Einstein, the theory of relativity, the laws of motion. So I had a fascination, and I was very much influenced by their work, and that motivated me to be a scientist. When I was in high school. So I think so that is the main motivation behind pursuing PhD later on in my life. In fact, I used to always get the highest marks in math and science courses, in physics, mostly physics and math, in these two courses when I was in high school. And I did very well in my higher secondary certificate exam. And to pay respect to my high school, college teachers, I went to visit them. And this physics teacher, he addressed me as Dr. Mosaddequr. So it was the first time, and that sounded very much exciting to me. Okay, so I was actually, I had that motivation from very early.
From the teachers and the scientists and the
from
love.
my high school life.
Sir, what motivated you to choose teaching as a profession?
Teaching as a profession. Okay, so basically teaching is a noble profession.
Yes, sir.
So that my dream to be a scientist, that has something to do with it. Because if you want to do research and you want to pursue the career in research and development, so if you are in the field of academia, so that helps. So that is one reason. And the other reason, when I was approaching my mid-age, so I thought that I can contribute more if I am able to share my knowledge, experience with others. And that way I can make a lot of difference in many people's lives. And in this way, if I train many others, and they can do a lot of contribution that can change this world to be a better place for future generation. So these were the part of my motivation behind pursuing the teaching as a profession.
That is really inspiring. Sir, can you elaborate your glorious teaching career during your time in BUET, then King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, and as a visiting lecturer at Nagaur Institute of Technology?
It was not, that I planned it that way, but destiny had these places for me in my life. So that was a crucial journey in my life, from BUET to NIT and then to the King Fahd University in Japan, from there to Windsor. So basically this was a learning period for me, both in terms of teaching and research. So first I joined BUET and I was a student, and then suddenly I'm a teacher. So that's a huge shift, big jump. But there's a big gap between the teacher and the student. I mean, the way you think, right? The way the teacher should think, how they can transfer the knowledge to the students. The way the student should think, the way teacher should think, there's a big gap. And that needs some time. I think this journey made me more mature in terms of my work and my skills and knowledge in all aspects. And it made me complete, not only as a teacher but also as a researcher and as an international kind of personality in this academia. I mean, I was exposed to different culture, different people with different characteristic traits and personalities. So that was quite fulfilling an experience for me, and exciting journey.
Sir, out of my curiosity, I want to ask you a personal question. It's actually very clear that you have to go through a lot of struggle and a lot of changes. Sir, can you share one memory or one struggle or anything remarkable story?
Yeah, see that. It's an interesting question. When I was in BUET, right, it's culture in this our society. They respect teacher a lot.
We tend to.
So it's a most respected job. And whenever they see the teacher, they will just rise and from the chair and they say salam. You're so used to it. In Japan, they are kind of, they don't show that much emotion, right? But they don't show disrespect either, right? So it's kind of, you do your professional job, professional duty, right? And that's it, you are done. The relationship is highly, at the professional level.
Between a teacher and a student.
So you do your job, you teach and whatever, or you train, and then that's it. And when I went to Saudi Arabia, and they have a different culture, and after all, we are foreigner. In Japan also, I was a foreigner. He was also a foreigner. Japanese society is very much close to the foreigners. I mean, they are not open to the foreigner. You will always feel that you are not a part of them. You always feel you are different or you are a separate person. You can't mix with them. So, and they have the religion is also different. In Saudi Arabia, we have a completely, we have the same religion. So, and we have many things that we have in common, but they have slightly different characteristic traits. They have little bit. They become angry with very little things, right? And even the students, they cannot control their temper with their teacher. If they find something is not what they want, so they will start arguing with the teacher, and they will keep on raising their voice, and they will start bargaining as if it is their right to have that. Right? So, and then you need to know how to tackle the situation, right? Because if you allow them to have what they want, right, then you need to then justify to your superior, whoever is your boss or whoever is in the authority. Then they will then again ask you, this is we have to follow certain rules. You cannot give them whatever they want. This is an institution, and institution will follow by rules, regulations, what's followed by book, right? So those things, right? How you tackle the different situations, right? How you tackle with people with different characters and different cultures, kind of emotions and cultures. So those things you need, when you go through those situations, you gradually learn, and gradually makes you more mature.
So Japan was totally quite a different place. A different.
Japanese are very polite, and they don't argue, or they don't pick a fight with you. They are very polite. They will always be very respectful, and they will speak with nicely, right? But they won't show those kind of emotions or towards their teachers, like in Bangladesh, right? They are very respectful. Whenever teachers coming to the class, all the students they stand up and show their respect. So they will not show those kind of emotions, but they will not also fight or argue or pick up. So, but different societies are different. So, and that teaches you all those situations, how to handle these different kind of situations.
Thank you so much, sir. So you are involved with the research and development of MEMS-based ultrasonic sensors and actuators at University of Windsor. Can you share your experience about that?
Yeah. MEMS stands for macro electromechanical sensors. So this means these are sensors, also can be actuators. also not only limited in sensors and actuators, it can be also machines, micro, which are in micrometer in size, that is micro, electromechanical. We have sensors that electrical and mechanical in nature. So you apply electrical force, right, and then two plates, one positive, negative, they will attractive force and they will move together. Right? Or they can put positive, and they can their repulsion and move away. Or we have motor or generator, right? There's converting electrical into mechanical. So those kinds of things, the electromechanical sensor, piezoelectric sensor. So you put pressure, you get electricity. So electricity, you can create pressure. So those sensors, actuators, machines built in micrometer in size on a IC chip. So that was the main thing, and it was a very exciting area of research, and it opened up a whole new world for me, because I was involved with research of semiconductor materials and devices for more than 10 years, but I hadn't been exposed to this kind of applications of semiconductor material during my whole research career. So that was very exciting. It has so much opportunities. You can imagine that on the same IC chip where you have the electronic circuitry, on the same chip you build the whole system. You have the sensors, machines, or whatever you want, right? So you don't have a separate sensor, or you don't have a separate actuator, or you don't have a separate machine. You build all in one single IC chip, right?
Yeah.
So that is what it is about. So bring the whole system, right, into one single IC chip. So that was very interesting and exciting for me, and I wish I could pursue research in this area, but in our country we have a long way to go to have that kind of infrastructure, or the minimum base level, right, so that we can do research in this area.
So students of undergrad are not always interested in research nowadays. From your point of view, when is the perfect time for starting research?
So you mainly want to know
your point of view about the research background. What the students are doing.
Are not interested.
Yes, sir.
So should they do research or not, right? And if they should, then when they should.
Yeah,
right?
when is the perfect time?
Time to start research. So first I start with if the student should do research, or they should do it or not, if it is necessary for them or not. So see that for our undergraduate program, our aim is not to produce researchers, but to produce engineers. Right?
Yeah.
It's a Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, and our objective is to produce engineers, not researchers.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, students don't need to do research.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah.
If they don't do it, it's okay. But there are always a couple of students, there are always some students in every batch who want to pursue their career in academia.
Yeah.
the bright students, some students, they have this motivation to pursue the career in teaching and research. So they need to know how to do research. So this is one point. So for a few students, they need to know how to do research. Apart from that, the other point is that most of our students, right, they want to go abroad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, right? Maybe for a better life.
Yeah.
Maybe for a clean yard. Or maybe for uncontaminated food. Right?
Yes, sir.
Pure, something. So whatever reason they want to go abroad, most of our students, or maybe all, I don't know. Right?
Yeah, most of them.
Most of them, right. So, and the easiest way to go to a foreign country, right, to migrate to another country is with the student visa.
Yeah.
That is the most easiest way, or most effective way to go to a foreign country, get admission, right, in an institution, in a graduate program where you want to migrate. Right? But getting admission in a foreign country, in Western countries, even if it is a mid-level institution, it is competitive,
Yeah.
right? Because there are, China, India, so big countries, right?
Yes.
Pakistan, and there are so many other countries, Arab countries. They all want to go to Western countries, student graduating. So it is very competitive. It's highly competitive.
We also have foreigner students here.
Yeah, see, even they are coming to Bangladesh,
Yeah.
right? But if they had the chance, they would go there, right? They wouldn't be here. So, getting admission in a foreign, in a graduate program in any Western country is highly competitive, even if it is a mid-level institution. So, they always want to see if the student has some research experience, though it is not a requirement.
Okay.
They want to, because they are going in a graduate program where they have to carry out some research work.
Well, this is not the prerequisite actually.
No,
It's something.
it's not a requirement.
Okay.
But since they will be doing research work in the graduate program, so if they have some research experience, so that will be plus point for the candidate. So if there are two candidates with similar educational performance, right? See, if one has research experience with good publication and one doesn't, so one who has a good publication, of course, will get the priority, right? And as I mentioned that most of our students want to migrate or go abroad after graduation. So if they want to, get an admission in the foreign, they should get involved in research and get some research experience.
Okay, sir.
So I have answered the first part of the question. And so even for the engineers also, research experience helps in their, when they go, some of the skills they learn in the research also helps the engineers, the professional engineers in their work. Some of the skills are also required there. So anyway, so they should get involved in the research if they want to go abroad. And when is the best time? The earlier the better. But you need to have some minimum maturity, knowledge level right, to start the research. And so I would say probably at the beginning of the third year, probably the suitable time to start the research. Then you will have whole 2 years to do the research work. So first year, probably you can spend learning the basic, the basics of the topic
Basic terms of
in which you want to, right, pursue your research, on which you want to pursue your research, and the basics of that topic. And
so shouldn't we proceed with our interest? I mean, this is the field of our interest and we should research on that.
yeah, field of your interest, but in any field, whichever field you want to pursue your research, right? So people have been working in that field for many years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So much to learn. If you want to add some research, means that you make some
Something new?
fundamental original contribution, add something,
Okay.
something new. So you need to learn first what people have done so far in that particular area, right?
Yeah.
So one is the knowledge of that area. The other is the different works done by different people in that area, what people have done so far, right? And what more you can do. Right? So for that you need at least a year. So that is the preparation year, I would say. You learn the knowledge of that particular area in which you want to pursue your research, and then from second year, right, you can really then do the real research work, right?
Okay. Understood, sir. Sir, if someone is thinking about pursuing higher education abroad, what advice can you give them as the chairperson professor? You already said that about
Yeah, I have already discussed, because whether you want to pursue higher studies or not, right, irrespective of that, even if you want to go abroad, do an engineering profession, so just a degree of Brac University will not be enough, right?
Yeah.
Because they are at a much higher level, even their undergrad degree, right? So level of competency. So to fill up that gap, you need to do some study, right, over there.
Yeah.
Right? You need to also upgrade yourself, right? Upgrade your skills, your knowledge level, right? Then you can compete and you can get a good job, a decent life. Right?
So comparatively, it's harder than surviving here.
Well,
I mean, we need dedication for that.
you have to see at the quality of life.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants a piece of a pie,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
of course the competition will be tough, because here you are competing nationally, but there you'll be competing internationally. People from different countries, right?
Yeah.
The talents, right? They are coming from different countries, so it will be, of course, much harder, much tougher. But you have to see at the quality of the life.
Yeah, what we get end of the day. Sir, as a chairperson of our department, of department, what do you see Brac University, this department in next 10 years?
So for that, if you look back for the last 10 years,
The previous 10 years, yes, sir.
so where we were and where we are now, so maybe that will give us an idea where we can be. Right? So I joined this department in 2010, and basically this department started its journey in 2009. And when I joined 2010, there were hardly, 13 or 14 teachers in the whole department with 5 PhDs, and rest of were just lecturers, with just BSc degree. So today we have 21 full-time faculty, out of which 10 are PhD holders. So almost 50% are PhD holders. And then lecturers, there are a couple of them have finished their masters as well, and some of them are pursuing master's degree. Recently we have updated our curriculum, and I can say with confidence that this is the most modern and up-to-date curriculum in this region, and on par with any electrical engineering curriculum in Western world of any university. We have procured and installed recently the Cadence software tool. This is an industry standard, state-of-the-art software tool for design automation in VLSI IC chips. And if properly trained, students can compete in the international job market in this sector. We have developed a modern microcontroller lab where students can learn. This lab was developed established in 2018. And the students can learn how to design embedded systems for different applications. We are practicing the outcome-based education. Our curriculum is designed on the framework of outcome-based education, and we'll be trying for ABET accreditation. Do you have any idea about what is ABET?
No, sir, I was going to ask you.
So, after next week, the one team is coming to evaluate our program. The team from BITE. BITE is an accreditation body. Accreditation body that is a national body. Bangladesh. This is an organization of engineers, IEB, Institute of Engineers Bangladesh. So under them, this is this organization that accredits the engineering education all over Bangladesh. So a visiting team will visit our department after, in August 23rd to 25th. And everything goes okay, they will say, okay, we certify that your program is good, and whoever completes this program, they are engineers. Like we certify that you have got this much marks, so you have passed this exam. So they are coming to examine us, and we'll see.
The students?
No. The students, teachers, the institution, everything.
Okay.
It's also a test for us.
Okay.
So they will check our activities, our performance, right? And finally they will say if we are doing a good job or not, right? So if our institution is good enough to qualify enough, or if our students are competitive enough, right? So when they graduate, can we call them engineers? Are they equipped with those kind of knowledge and skills that are expected from an engineer? Right? So that is the kind of job the accreditation body does. And for in Bangladesh, the universities, right, they need the certificate from this organization, BITE, Bangladesh Accreditation BAET, for engineering and technical education, BAETE we call it. BITE. So if you have the accreditation from the BITE, if the institution, let's say BRAC, our department has this accreditation for this program, our program for the Bachelor of Science in Engineering for Electrical and Electronic Engineering. If our program has this certificate from them, then our graduates, when they graduate, our students, when they graduate, right, they'll be recognized as an engineer.
Then we can write engineering for name.
Right.
Okay.
You can write, but they will recognize.
Okay.
For any government institution, if you want to work as an engineer, right? So they will first want to see, okay, so if you are coming from an accredited engineering program, there are many universities, colleges that are giving this certificate, but not all are accredited. If you are not accredited, they will not accept. So if you have graduated, you have passed the exam, all the exams, you have very good marks, but your program is not accredited, right? So they will not accept you as an engineer. So that is nationally, right, within Bangladesh. So after next week they will be coming and you will see, they will go all the places, labs, classes, the registrar's office, admission office, everywhere they will go and see what you are doing, if you are doing a good job or not. So that is a national accreditation body. Similarly, we have international accreditation body that's US based, that's ABET, A-B-E-T. Stands for Accreditation Body for Engineering and Technology. ABET. It's a US based. They provide accreditation for any, engineering this program in US and also all over the world.
Okay.
Across the world. If you have ABET accreditation, you will be recognized as an engineer probably in most of the countries. Whoever recognizes ABET, they'll also recognize you as an engineer. So if we have this ABET accreditation, right, so if ABET says that our program is good, right, then our students, when they graduate, they'll be also recognized as an engineer if they go to US or they go to UK, right? Because you are coming from an accredited engineering institution, right? So we'll be trying for this ABET also in probably next year, if not this year. And with that, our student will get not only national but also international recognition. Yeah. And I hope that with all the development works we are doing, we are continually developing our labs and trying to enrich our curriculum, our courses. You can feel that, right?
Yes, sir.
You see the development?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope our department will be most vibrant and a leading department in the region after 10 years with international recognition and reputation.
I think that's a huge achievement for us.
That's really not easy, that's tough, but
That
we'll
will
be going
be.
further.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
We will be there someday, of course. But 10 years is a long time.
Inshallah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for your time. And many, many best wishes from our club to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was my pleasure. And wish you all the best. You are doing a terrific job.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. We're
Thank
really
you.
honored. Thank you,
It
sir.
was my pleasure. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Well, yes.